Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast, featuring your host, Locarthemanbeast, and also featuring me, the LobsterDust. Welcome. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing.
Welcome back to your favorite gaming podcast.
Fucking yes, sirree, Bob.
Yes, that's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Man. I love gaming. I love gaming. I'm starting to find myself going back through and like watching videos of older games or like seeing older games and stuff like that. I think, you know how like some people are like, I love Renaissance art. That's my art. You know what I mean? I think that's I just love.
You're looking at a boomer shooter like Michelangelo.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, man. Ugh. I was on some Reddit and someone was like, what's people who played PC gaming in the 90s, like the early 90s to like 2000 time period. What's that one game that always you can't ever get out of your brain for no matter what you do? And I was reading through people that were reading, like talking about it, and like, people, whatever. But you had some people in there that were like, obviously, someone like us. That one game I cannot get out of my brain, no matter what, is fucking Simcopter. Yeah, dude.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I think it's because I still play Doom, and like I've been involved with Doom for so long. Like, that Doom was my first PC game, But Simcopter, something about that game to this day, it just has a point in my brain that I just cannot seem to fucking get away from.
I don't think any of the Sim games until like The Sims.
Oh, really?
When I was like maybe like 12, 13, something like that. And even then, like at a certain point, it's like I don't get what's like going on in this game. The thing of like it's a game of simulation and there's not really like a storyline to the game.
Yeah,
was lost on me. I think growing up, God, it's gonna sound so dumb, but Chex 3D. It was a game that you got out of a Chex box that was a Doom like boomer shooter.
Yep.
That I think would be the one that sticks with me the most for some reason.
Yeah.
I loved. I think my first game was probably Oregon Trail.
I feel like everybody's did you have computers in your like middle school or whatever? Like fourth grade classroom or something?
Yeah, didn't have Oregon Trail on it though.
Oh, didn't?
Oregon Trail, when we got like our first like family computer at my home, and it was like the whole like you have to like C / C colon / like Oregon Trail, like you had to like DOS prompt it to run. There was that, and I played that all the time, and I want to say that was probably it until my brother put Doom on the computer. I don't remember if we did DOS for Doom, and then from there it was like the fucking like those like Costco games where it's like, oh, you're a fucking clownfish that teaches you how to read, and like there's a lot of like that shit until probably I want to say my cousin gave me floppy disk that had Duke Nukem on it, like one of the Duke Nukems or something like that, or maybe it was like 4 floppy disks. No. But I remember I was like, oh, I might see pixelated boobies. Redline Racer, like a demo, it only had like 4 levels on it, but for whatever reason I loved playing that. And aside from that, like that was like it for PC gaming, because I had like Nintendo, and then like eventually got like Xbox and stuff like that.
Yeah, console.
I didn't get to grow with PC gaming like you did.
The thing I remember after floppy disks was like one of the first times that we had a CD that had like games and stuff on it, and it was from, I don't remember where it was from. It might have been from id. It might have been from id. I don't remember where it was from, but it was like a compilation CD, because at that point all the things were on floppy disk could fit on a CD, so you could put 10 games on something. And so it had everything. It had like Heretic, it had Doom, it had Duke Nukem, it had this game called Descent on it, which is just like a flying sim game, but it was cool for back in the day, like thinking like 90s DOS game or whatever. And it was like the first time like a game allowed you to like go inverted and flip around and like see like a level from a different perspective. Oh, dude, it was so fucking sick. And that was it. Like, so started thinking after that question, it's like, okay, what was the game like 90s through 2000? We can just keep it there because that's like the classic gaming era, right? When things are still fresh and new and it's not really been overly commercialized at that point. It's still kind of hard. And like the newer commercialized like consoles or things are starting to pop up. So then what's the one game that you always remember from each of the consoles from like that time period? So we'll do like, you know, let's say PC, PS1, Xbox One, and 360.
PC. The pinball game that comes with every Windows PC. I'm gonna take it all the way. PC, I'll go that space fucking pinball game that came with every PC. Just that was like just stock on like what Windows XP or like 98 and moving forward. Sega, Jurassic Park. And then regular like Nintendo, I'd go Duck Hunt. NES, Super Mario, Super NES, Street Fighter 2, PlayStation. I think I have to go Tomb Raider because that was just like what I was introduced to.
Yeah.
And seeing those triangle titties as like a fucking young boy was just transformative.
Yeah.
Xbox. It's such a cheap answer. I have to go Halo.
And yeah.
360's got to be Halo. But I think if you take those away, Xbox has got to be. Fuck. Cell Damage. I remember playing that a lot as a kid. Ooh, Nintendo 64, Vigilante 8 was a big one.
I played, was Vigilante?
Can I change? Was PlayStation 1 original Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
Or was that PS2?
No, it's PS1. Metal Gear Solid, the first one was on PS1. 2 disc.
I think for PS1 I would do Tomb Raider was like my first introduction to it, but man, playing that for the first time, playing Metal Gear Solid for the first time at Tim Self's house was just like transformative, like, oh, this is what gaming could be. It was so different from fucking, you know, like just like A to B levels and stuff like that. Like it just had a fucking full story. Felt like you were fucking living in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be it. PS2. I didn't play a lot of I didn't have a PS2. I only played it like other people's houses. So I don't know if I could give like a solid one for that, except for yeah, I think I would have to like I don't even know if I could like pick a solid PS2 game from like their catalog. Gotcha. Saying like that was like something that I absolutely played. Xbox 360, Halo 2. But
Halo 3.
if we're excluding
2 was on Xbox.
Was it? No.
Yeah. Halo 3 was Xbox. Halo 3 was Xbox.
Yeah, but Halo 2 was the first one that had online.
And yeah, it was on Xbox, original Xbox.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
You want to tell you what?
Yeah, that was what was so innovative about the Xbox One. It was that you can connect it online. It was
2004. Fuck, yeah. I thought that was going to be so much later.
Yeah, no, dude, it was fucking early days.
Did you have to have a fucking special Xbox, like an update on your Xbox to get live then?
I do remember there being
because I had like one of the first Xboxes, and I don't think I ever remembered there being like a live tab to play Xbox Live or to like sign in or anything like that on mine.
I don't remember. I mean, the very, very first Xbox, maybe not. I don't think so. But like, I do remember that was their big thing because No, I think there was. I think it already came from the very beginning. I think you just had to make sure it was set up that way because PlayStation 2 had its adapter, the online adapter, and I know that because I used to play Killzone online, and that was I had.
Oh no, that does make sense though because we had LAN parties.
Yeah, and so like
I think that was.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, original Xbox came with it all. Yeah, so that's a wild time period to think about.
Yeah,
they were innovative for their time. Because I like PlayStation 1. I'm the game that sticks out the most. I mean, I think will always be Metal Gear, but I still think to this day, original Crash Team Racing stuck out the most. I played a fuck ton of Crash Team Racing on PS1, or like Crash 2. You know what I mean? Cortex Revenge, like that game, just fucking. It was so much fun. I played so much Crash back in the day when I was a kid. You know, Metal Gear was one of those games where I was still young enough that when it came out that it was difficult. You know, it took a long time. So I don't think it stuck as well until I got a little bit older. And once I was in high school and went back and played it, then it like made sense. But at the time,
that one that kind of makes you kind of like appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's why I went with it. It's like, oh, that was like that first seed of like, this is what
nostalgia really is type of thing. You get it and you're like, oh, that's good. And you go back and play it and you're like, that's fucking great. PlayStation 2, man, that's a toss up between a few of them. And I think Killzone really sticks out the most because that was the one I got into.
Yeah.
That's like, outside of like Counter-Strike, when I was playing Counter-Strike and then I got into Killzone and was doing like tournaments with Killzone stuff. And it was like, that was fun. Like that was the
Killzone. Fuck. Okay. But that helps me place like what year and everything that is.
Because the other one from PlayStation 2 time period PlayStation 2 still to this day has one of the biggest gaming catalogs.
Yeah.
Out of everything. Like it's
that's why it's so hard to fucking nail anything down. There's so many
Shadow of the Colossus, Kingdom Hearts, like fucking there's just so much on the PlayStation 2 that it in its own self should just be the Gaming Hall of Fame. Just PS2 and anything incorporated with it.
It's going to when the PS6 comes out and they just slightly upscale everything and then charge us all fucking $35 to play the greatest hits. Remember greatest hits?
Greatest hits. Yeah, that red label over the top of it. 360 or N64, I'd say maybe it has to just be GoldenEye, right? That game just kind of was the 360 or Perfect Dark. You know,
Perfect Dark. That's another good one. There's a lot of fun, like fucking
the GameCube.
Like there's like split screen games.
Yeah, man.
GameCube got to be Mario Party.
For me, I think it's fucking
Ocarina of Time. One of those Zelda.
No,
kids.
But that's another one for 360 or the N64 that was Ocarina. Yeah. I played a fuck ton of that. No, for the GameCube, there's this game called Requiem. No,
ass to ass.
No, Eternal Darkness. Requiem Sanity or something like that. It was called Eternal Darkness Requiem Sanity, and it was one of those games where the game decided, like, it was a horror game in itself, and it took place amongst different like time periods. But it was like this girl, she was like what you would expect to be like a Lara Croft, and she was like figuring out things, and as she was figuring out stories that like were part of her family lineage or whatever, it would jump you to a time. So she was reading about like some Egyptian prince or something that was part of her family, and then you play the game through that. But the whole game had this whole fucking weird twist that the game would just distort and do weird shit while you were playing. And so like you would get these things where all of a sudden the screen would go black and it would just tell you like your memory card's been corrupted. And you were like, the first time you saw it, you're like, what the fuck? And then it'd snap back and you'd hear them be like, this isn't happening. Or like all of a sudden you were just like walking and your character would just sink through.
I didn't know GameCube had games like that. Like, I always
you would just sink through the floor and then you just get you'd sink through the floor and you're like, what the fuck happened? And then you get a game over screen and it was like, what the shit? And then it'd snap back and this isn't happening. So it was so fucking sick, dude. It was so cool. It was so cool. Oh, you know what? PS2, fucking Echo Night Beyond. that is a game that will always stick out in my head as just a fucking beautiful, amazing game. It was from Software, did this way back in the day. It was just a walking simulator. That was the one I talked about where you're like a husband, you and your wife are going on like a honeymoon to the moon, and the ship crashes and she's missing and you have to figure out what happened. It's like kind of just like a puzzle game in a sense. But as you're walking through, you have a heartbeat sensor. And so you see these ghosts on the moon. And if you got too close to the ghosts, you would have a heart attack and that would be your game over screen. And so it was really, really fucking interesting how that all played out. 360, man, I don't know.
I remember this, the $300 game.
Yeah. 360 is a weird time period for me because I was playing 360 with friends, so like Halo and stuff like that.
When did you ever play 360?
We had it, around because of that was the time period I was working at GameStop, so we had a 360 always around.
Yeah,
it was like Gears of War.
You were such a fucking
PS3.
adamant like fucking PlayStation's better than fucking Xbox.
100%.
You got me to fucking convert.
I wasn't wrong. PlayStation 3 had a time period. PlayStation 3, the game that sticks out in my head the most is fucking Haze. Not because it was a good game, but because Haze came out as the Halo killer. It was the first real big Halo killer. And they pumped so much into marketing into this game. They put so much money into marketing, they forgot to make a game. And it was just a giant piece of shit. And we spent so much money on that fucking...
I remember this.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, fucking holy shit. As soon as I saw that stupid cover.
At one point in the game, it's so fucking stupid. There's like, the dialogue in the game is awful written. And like there's like a fucking scene in the game where you're talking to somebody and he's like, you got to get these motherfuckers out of here because we're getting on with it. And the next guy is like, don't you call us mother. And the game goes beep. Like within the same context of the conversation, one fucking swear word unbeeped, one swear word beeped. It was like, what the fuck is happening?
They had to cut that to keep their rating.
Oh my god! At one point, there was someone in the game who spoke a different like language, it was like Portuguese or something like that, and they were speaking Portuguese, but the subtitles came up in Portuguese. So you're like, I have no idea what's happening here. It was so bad, dude. It was so bad.
Do you remember Black?
Mm-hmm.
Black was great. PS2, huh?
Yeah, PS2. Xbox One.
God, that was fucking. I remember. God, that game was fun, and I remember like you'd be like, level would be over, you'd be moving on, but you'd be like, just look at the fucking. That's I think the first time I remember like the bullet shells, like just like slowly ejecting from it. I was like, this is fucking so sick.
Did you ever play? I was on PlayStation 3, Army of Two.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love fucking Army of Two. That was the best like co-op campaign shooter I had played in forever, man. Army of Two was so sick. They cheese it with the second one. Do you remember Kane and Lynch? Kane and Lynch games were cool too.
Same thing?
No, yeah, it was a co-op. It definitely had co-op, but imagine taking fucking Trevor from GTA 5 and whoever the other.
I think I remember this.
Yeah,
I rember the poster. I never played it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, dude. Such a cool game. Just fucking really, really fun, interesting game. Do you remember Fear?
Yeah.
Dude, see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, this goes back to what I was saying. I am the guy that likes to look at Renaissance paintings. I can't, other than, what I'm currently playing, which is like Crimson Desert, stuff like that. But like you go back and you look at all these old games and you just think about how fucking sick they were at the time. Dude, they were different.
At the time. See, that's the thing. Like we could sit here and like we could talk about it. And it's different because we've been in it, right? But if you were to have like a gallery and take like a kid and be like, look at this, they wouldn't get it unless you could like put on like a fucking headset that just kind of like just gave you that feeling like you have to explain to somebody like listen, like this has never been done before, this is never this. You have to realize like this is like such a fucking leap because nowadays it's like you show somebody that and like okay.
Yeah.
Like a fucking 10-year-old in China could have made that with a fucking free dev app.
And see, that's the thing.
Nothing.
And I get how technology has advanced so far that like we always look at things as the graphical side of things. Like if it doesn't look fucking pretty, it's not going to be good. You know what I mean? Period. It's gotta blow your fucking socks off visually for the game nowadays for it to be considered something amazing, right? Like if Clair Obscur looked like a fucking old school PS2 JRPG, do you think it would have the same story, same music, same gameplay? Do you think it would have had as much hype or feeling on it if it didn't look fucking gorgeous? And it did. It looked gorgeous. You know what I mean? And so like that's the shit.
You'd like to think.
I'd like to think.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a point like, are you lying to yourself?
Yeah.
It's like, if it didn't look that good, if it wasn't so like fuck, like because like everything else, like it was a very well-rounded it was a very well-rounded fucking like game, right?
Yeah.
Like it won all these awards for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
But if it was a little cheaper on this side, would everything else have stood out? Would everybody have given it a chance to the point of the experience?
100%,
all of that.
100%.
That full immersion.
Yeah.
You know.
So I as I go back and I look at older games, because that's the thing. I'm finding myself being more enamored by older games because not necessarily the nostalgia point of it, but just I think some of the world building, some of the like the gameplay stuff like that. Like you couldn't do Shadow of the Colossus again today and have the same, I don't know, feeling that you had when Shadow of the Colossus first came out. It was this game. There was no dialogue. It was this giant fucking open world. There's no enemies. All you're doing is just running from these giant fucking monsters. And there's only 18 of them in the game. And you got to fucking climb these giant beasts and kill them. And that's it. That's a whole game. There's nothing else to it. There's no complexity at all. You get on a horse, you ride to an area, you fucking find the monster, you kill it. You know what I mean? If they did that again today, I just don't think it would have the same hit it did when it came out, because that was like mind-boggling at the time. Team Ico or whatever the fucking call them, man, they just know.
Did they fucking do an announcement for a new game?
I think so. Pretty recently,
Yeah. Wasn't that the one that we were talking about, like 2 game shows ago?
Yeah, fuck. What was it called?
This is that shit that that's what pisses me off. Like I want to when I see announcements all the time, right? And I want to bring them up in the podcast. But there's a part of me that's like, why would I fucking bring it up? Because who knows if in 6 years it still hasn't released, if it's even going to fucking come out.
The original team dissolved in 2014.
Oh, no.
So team no longer exists. Last Guardian was their last game in 2016. It was released afterwards. New project is funded by Epic Games, will be published on the Epic Games Store. I'm not entirely sure. Project Robot is the working title, and it was announced at the December 2024 Game Awards. So it has one of the guys from the original development team, and basically the team that like sold out to Epic, but the original team Ico is no longer around. Sony dissolved them, so bummer.
Well, at least we get to support Epic. I love Epic Games.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly right. But that goes back to that whole thing. We're just writing coattails now. From the team that brought you fucking Shadow of the Colossus. Is it? No, it's one dude who just is riding coattails. All right, whatever you guys want.
He was learning JavaScript at the time.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Trust me, he's brought a lot to this project.
It's Ready Player One. It's the dude that just like brought what's his name coffee and now runs.
Yeah,
like,
no, exactly.
Yeah. So fucking hell. But anyway, so I go back. I started looking at him because I was like, that question got me thinking about all the different games and all these things. And I do kick myself in the ass that over the years I'd sold so much stuff back to GameStop and things like that. You know what I mean? And it's rough. It's a rough situation.
You're telling me.
Because I just think
because now not even like oh, that was worth money. It's like, oh no, I would have to pay a lot of money to ever get that back.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Man.
It's not like when I said, like, me and Janica went to that store and we were looking at shit and I was picking up like $600 fucking GameCube games. It's like, oh, she looks at me. She doesn't understand. It's not like, oh, I want this because it's so much. I want this. It's like, no, I just like at one point I had that, and now to get that back is a substantial amount of money. You know,
GameCube.
That kind of dumb shit.
I think it was GameCube in the store. It was in the GameCube or PS2. I think it was GameCube. I had a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's on GameCube, almost positive. When I worked at GameStop in 2007, the game was selling as a used copy for $300 at the store.
Whoa!
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
What's the price on that now?
I have no idea. I think it was it was either PS2 or it was either fucking GameCube. I cannot remember off the top of my head. I want to say it was GameCube though.
Well, if you have a sealed and graded version, this one's at 8.9 on eBay for $80,000.
What? How much? 80?
$80,000 for a 9.8 sealed and graded copy. But I'm seeing PS2 for $250, for $450 for Xbox. Yeah, they're all from like $200 to like $500.
Okay, yeah. So that's
another graded one is going for $3,000.
Yeah, wild, dude, wild. But I mean, that game fucking knocks the socks off of any fighting game ever. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
That's that shit,
dude. That one was. That was
you know what though?
level.
Give me the cabinet. Give me the fucking cabinet.
Oh,
like you should be at like Kirkwood.
You can buy Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinets from like Best Buy. They're like $300 to $400, and they're like tall cabinets.
Nah,
I know.
An original.
I know, but like still, the idea a cabinet would be dope.
Yeah.
Dude. But I mean, just in general, that idea still is.
But is that the same thing though? If we had a cabinet, would we really like sit around and just like play at it? Right?
Yes.
Or is it one of those things that
Brad,
like,
I have this vision in my head. Okay, me and Sean have been talking about opening up like a fucking game store, right? Like actually opening up like a fucking place where you can do tabletop games or card games or things like that, like a trading store, whatever. Who cares? Comics, Funko Pops, who gives a shit? But like in my head, still, the one thing I would love to have is I'd love to have a garage where you had a bar, a pool table, arcade cabinets, at least 2 or 3 different arcade cabinets, maybe a couple pinball games, a big ass TV, and a few couches that you could just fucking sit out, have some beers, have a small bar, sit around, play fucking arcade games, and just bullshit with friends. That would be a fucking...
You talking about a garage?
Garage, side room, fucking whatever, offshoot, Ohana house.
What the fuck are you talking about? You either need to make that a business and you need to monetize it, or you will get nothing fucking done. Like, if you had that,
yeah.
What the fuck would you ever do?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Calling in sick to work, fucking texting your friends like we're 18 again, like, hey, you going to fucking come over and hang? Like, what? No, we got fucking jobs, dude. What? And I wouldn't even blame you. I would completely get it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, could you imagine? Yeah, that would be hard. I'd have to have it under lock and key. Or
retirement?
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
or like
hold on to all that shit and then finally fucking
pay a security team to like lock the door to basically it won't allow you to fucking unlock it except for like Friday and the weekends. You know what I mean? Like type of thing like that.
Yeah.
But that would be just a fucking chill weekend. Like, hey, like fucking sports games are on. You want to come over and fucking watch sports games and fucking hang out in the garage and have some beers at the bar and, you know, actually set up like actual taps and stuff so you can get kegs from the local breweries and shit like that, and then just sit down on the couch, watch some TV, play some arcades. That would be...
That doesn't sound like a bad bit. That sounds like that should be incorporated into your fucking gaming thing. Don't have that at home. That's a trap.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Never.
I agree with that. But I will say, ideally, that would be the cool thing to do. Have something like that. You know what I mean? Because if I had an arcade cabinet, that's what I would do. I would just fucking... You know, have it open.
Well,
because I don't want to fucking spend $10 on fucking our games nowadays. So the last time we went to, do you remember Coin Op? Did I tell you?
Yes, I do.
So I went to Coin Op after they reopened. Remember they fucking had that flood or whatever, and then the owners, the two owners, decided we're not going to work together, and they split. And then the one owner was like, oh well, the one of the owners that split and left, he owned all of the arcades in the fucking coin op.
Yeah.
So the other owner had to get like a second company to come in and put arcades and stuff. There's fucking nothing in that place now. There's like, 20 games. Like they've actually turned it into a bar. And it's like, ugh, you know? And I was like, dude,
the cool thing was like, you could go there, grab like a drink and fucking
slice of pizza
and a slice of fucking pizza, and then just fucking sit and play fucking.
Yeah.
But even then, what was it, like $1.50?
No,
$2.
They were for the pizza or for the games?
For the games,
50 cents.
What?
They were 50 cents. He didn't. He even said specifically, I don't do this to make money off the video games. I do it like we make money off the beer and the fucking pizzas. He's like, but for the most part, unless it was like a newer game or something bigger, then it was like $1. But like for the most part, all the old cabinets he had were all 50-cent games, or like the really really old ones were still 25-cent games. So like you could take $10 there and fucking play games all night long. That was the shit,
man.
Dude.
Give me an arcade cabinet with just a bunch of fucking Metal Slug,
dude. The SK, what was it? The SKAs or SKS or whatever the fuck that company was called.
I don't know.
Metal Slug.
That shit,
dude. Samurai Showdown, fucking Metal Slug, Bubble Bobble, dude. That was a cabinet. Oh, fuck, man. Nothing like going to like a pizza place too that had like an arcade room.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, that was my dad used to get blasted at fucking Los Hermanos up in Pollock, and the fucking pizza factory was right across the street. And I would go in, he would just be like, "Here's fucking $20, make it last," and I would just play fucking arcade games all night while he drank.
There's an arcade game, Gauntlet. Fucking that was that shit too.
Oh, dude. What was it? California Driving.
Yeah.
You know what fucked me up the other day? I was telling the older one here about, I was trying to show him Evangelion as an anime. I was telling him this is like one of my favorite animes. This is old, all these things. So the first time I watched it,
bankrupted the company.
Yeah.
Fine.
I said the first time I watched this, I was with my cousin. He took me when he was living in San Francisco, took me out there, and I watched it, and he had these VHSs, and he's like, "What's a VHS?" And I was like, "Do you know what a DVD is? Like, where do I start?" Like,
yeah,
you
Oh my god, fucking Janica just got the baby. This it's like my first purse, like it's like a little like sensory toys.
Yeah.
Right. So so everything like has like a sound or like a texture or something to it, and you keep it all in the purse. She opens it. There's a my first cell phone, and it's like a Nokia brick. I was like, baby's never gonna fucking know what this is. It's not gonna make sense to her. All of our shit looking like this.
Yeah. What's that
but
thing?
Like us, my first phone. Yeah, parents are like, yeah, buy it. A kid will never know what the fuck was I playing with.
Yeah.
Fucking hair trimmer.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing about it. They ask kids nowadays, like, if you're saying you're talking on the phone to someone, versus this is how they do it. And it's like that breaks my heart. Because I'll never know what a handheld or like a handset looks like, where you had to hold the phone to your hand. I think that's what I want to do. I think I've got a PS2. I think I still have a PS2. I need to look and see. And I got a bunch of like old RPG PS2 games, but like I think that's what I want. I want to go and see if I can find a place that's got a bunch of old PS2 games and start snagging them. Because PS2, I think PS2 had the catalog that would want me to invest. Like people that invest in like trying to get SNES games or like 64 games, they're cool and whatnot, but I feel like PS2 was the champion that ran the,
Ideally, God, I'd like to I'd love to have like one of everything, right?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
Like a PlayStation to PlayStation 2, just like, even if it's just like wall art,
Yeah.
It just like resonates with me. Building the catalog is the hard part. And especially like PS1, PS2 days. I don't know if something dramatically changed with discs, between them. But I feel like those earlier ones like got scratched and
oh yeah, for sure,
were a lot more fragile. But God, I want to. I've been building that little like Optiplex computer to like try to make like just like a retro thing. Like it can handle, if I get it like a cheap graphics card in there, it can handle up to about like PS2 is about where it'll stop. Being able to play like reliably.
Yeah.
You start getting like PS3 realm, it'll start chugging and it just won't be fun. But the problem is they don't really have like a end all be all where it's like, oh, we'll play and emulate like every game. But I'd love to just like get everybody's like, hey, what top 100's hard to be like, hey, what's your top 100 games? But I'd love to just like collect as much as I can.
Yeah.
To eventually be able to play it all back, you know?
That would
because
be
what would it be? Like a 2 terabyte, I guarantee you would probably take care of everything
yeah.
from like PS2 back, right?
Yeah, at least. I mean, I would have to imagine. Well, you got to think. Okay, so like what? So regular DVD discs that were the PlayStation 2 had a max storage capacity of what, 10 gigs? I think is what it was, because Blu-ray.
Was it that high?
Yeah, Blu-ray had, what was it, 60 or 80? Is when Blu-ray. Yeah, I'm almost positive that was what it was. So let's just say you just go with the PS2 catalog. I mean, you're talking about 10 gigs times what, maybe 1,000 fucking games.
Yeah. God, and then you start getting to fucking you get games that were on floppy disks. Oh, I gotta have 1 billion of those.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, so far back at a certain point, it's like, I feel like emulation is the only, well, and I think now specifically emulation is the only way to get your hands on anything that's older than
a lot of things.
Yeah.
Just fucking,
because they just don't exist anymore. There's just no way to actually physically get copies of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a wild concept. That's where I start to kick myself in the ass that throughout the years, all the video games that I've had, all of the consoles that I've had, everything, where the fuck are they? Why did I get rid of them? You know what I mean? Other than like maybe me getting a wild hair at my ass at some point and being like, I'll never fucking play this again, and then tossing it. You know what I mean? But that's how you start to turn into your fucking father, and you got a fucking drawer filled with adapters and cords and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I had to make choices, but damn, dude, thinking about it now, it's like I had some sick fucking shit back in the day that I can guarantee you could never find again. Like I said, that fucking Echo Knight game that we found, it was like, you know, the only way to get it is spending $400. Like, fuck you, man. I bought the game for $12 used at GameStop.
Emulator.
Well, if it's there, you know.
It probably is.
Yeah. Also,
you know, and that's the whole thing. Like, there's a certain, what is it? There's like, I forget what it's called. There's a something movement going on where it's like there's a lot of like publishers that are like, no, yeah. So it's like the games that are like they're done. There's no money to be made. There's no IPs keeping them around or anything. Those are relatively easy to find. But anything that has like they're still holding on to a license, that's the one where it's like all of a sudden it's like, okay, you got to go to this site and then this site.
Yeah.
Like right click this. And then you should probably like verify to make sure that it's like stable and not going to fucking brick your computer.
Well, and the Stop Killing Games movement that it's in the EU, I think, is where it originated from or whatever. Their whole idea that they were trying to start with that was to stop when online games no longer have the bandwidth,
when the server support dies.
Yeah, exactly. And then the games just stop working because there's no way through it. Like making it so that there's something that can be done so games
that's fucked.
It is fucked because
that's why you get people like Subnautica saying
That's exactly right, man. Because, I mean, I get that. I'm thinking about, me and Sean talk about this game a lot. On the PS3, there's a game called Mag. Mag was this fucking sick shooter game, military shooter. It was a big scale battle like Battlefield. But 3 different factions you played, and they all went to war over these maps, and you see the shit in real time. It was fucking sick, dude. And then it just fizzled out and died, but the whole game was an online game. So even if you wanted to play Mag, the only way you can do it is, I can't even, at least not from looking super hard, but I wasn't even able to find videos on YouTube of that game. You know what I mean? To like scratch that nostalgic itch and be like, oh man, I'd love to see this game being played again. I couldn't find anything on it. I mean, I found some some video footage of it, but not enough of like what I'm talking about, like a game, a playthrough or something. Because that may be the only good thing still about Twitch and YouTube is that like people will do playthroughs of anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can find gameplay of almost any game that's out. And that is really nice for me being like, I don't know if I'm going to buy that game, but I am interested enough in watching it. I would love to watch someone play, even if it was my friend play. I would enjoy doing that. So now I just go back in and watch fucking people play old games because it's like, it's just a way to scratch an itch. But that's also got me fucked up because I am
with your hand on your monitor.
Yeah, because then I ended up watching some people playing fucking Final Fantasy 11, and I was like all fucking 12 hours of watching Final Fantasy 11. I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of this, dude. This is about to get me to resub again. That fucking game, that's another like crazy concept game. Final Fantasy 11 was on the PlayStation 2, originally launched on PlayStation 2 as an MMO, a first ever MMO launched on console, launched on the PS2. That was what required you to buy that fucking adapter so you could play online. That game today, the only way you can play it through Square Enix is with a subscription. It's $11 a month subscription for a fucking, I don't know, 20-plus-year-old game.
Now that's how you make a return on investment.
Boy, oh boy. And their last expansion they released was like 2 years ago or a year ago or something like that. They're still making content for a fucking 25-year-old game. That to me is that's how you keep games from dying, you know?
Yeah.
Put a price tag on it.
And what's crazy is like they've weathered the hard part. They're probably in that part where it's like people are coming back around. You know, they've played this. People like us who talk about like, man, wouldn't you like to play that game? Fuck. It's $11 a buck. I'll pay it for $11. You know, that kind of shit.
Well, not only that, Final Fantasy 14 just so this current expansion for Dawn Trail is like wrapping up. Like in January, the new expansion's coming out. One of the things that they do is they have these things called alliance raids. They're big fucking 24-man raids, and they're done in a way that it's like a large group of people go in and they have to do boss fights and stuff like that. And it's 3 different teams that have to, you know, coordinate together. They're relatively easy to do, but they're like they're catch-up mechanics. So like if you, from the last patch, if you didn't get all your gear and stuff, you can do the alliance raid from the next patch and it'll help you like supplement your gear and stuff. Cause like, you know, so there's a lot of people that don't play the very high end content for the high eye level. So you can do the alliance raids to play catch up. So the new content you're kind of in line with, right? Mm-hmm. And they always do theme based stuff. So this last alliance raid for the entire expansion, the theme of it was Final Fantasy 11. The one before that was, I don't remember what the one before that was. Something different. Some older gods. The one before that was like Nier Automata's like game that came out. This next DLC or expansion that's coming out, the Alliance Raid theme is Evangelion. They're doing a crossover for all that stuff. So it's really fucking cool how they do this. I love the way Square Enix and Final Fantasy 14 do that. Anyway, because of this Alliance Raid's Final Fantasy 11 storyline and stuff and like gear that you get that kind of looks like this stuff from the game, Final Fantasy 11 saw a massive resurgence in resubs for people to play that. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, why not? That's genius. It's fucking genius, man.
Fucking printing money.
God, yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing about it. Square Enix cannot produce anything that isn't Final Fantasy or within that realm. So we're talking about like the Kingdom Hearts and the stuff like that because everything they put out is just dog shit.
But man,
when
they do, they print money.
I've been subbed to Final Fantasy 11 since what, 2016, 2015. They get fucking, you know, what, $16 a month from me, $20 a month from me, or whatever the fuck it is. For how many years? You know? Squirrel.
Give me 1 second. One second.
Be safe.
Talking, I can totally hear you.
I know. We'll have to. I'll try to superimpose. I want to show a picture of this fucking room that he has. He's got this green screen. It's fucking great, but that room is a nightmare. I'm like, how do you live like this? The rest of the house is beautiful. He's got everything all detailed up. It looks really nice. You hang out. Oh my God, who lives here? Then you open the door to come into this fucking room and you're like, what is this? You know, you ever Pawn Stars where they open up the fucking garages from them buying, you know, the leftover auctioned out storage units. That's what that room looks like. It's fucking rough. It's disgusting.
Yeah, keep talking. Oh man, how right you are! How right you are! Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're so funny.
Everything good?
Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continue.
We were just talking about how amazing everything is.
Yeah.
Cougar's back.
You hear Janica scream.
Oh, what happened?
No, if the cougar was back, you would hear Janica scream. She was watching.
Well, it is good that you married an Asian and not a white lady, because she'd be out there being like, "Kitty."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Surprised that she's not more like that. She's like, "Oh, Kitty."
Yeah.
She's on the mountain. She's like, "We're fucking leaving this place. It's not safe." What? You don't fuck with it.
Yeah, don't fuck it. I grew up in the mountains. Everything's fine. Then you get someone who was like, didn't drive at all where she came from. Because she had a fucking chauffeur. You put her in the sticks.
Life a little different.
Here, baby. Welcome home. Here's some moonshine and a banjo.
Square Enix. I was trying to think the other day, like what are like some of like the Square Enix, obviously one of the like
OGs
and all be all OGs that like has survived.
Yeah.
You know? What else is there?
Naughty Dog?
Capcom? Naughty Dog?
You talking about like publishing companies or like developer publishing company? Like people that are like the fucking game runners? Because like you talk about Capcom. Capcom's just, I mean, Capcom does make its own games. It makes Resident Evil, you know, things like that. But I mean, and they have their own development studios that do that stuff. So it's kind of hard to like move them away. But yeah, I wouldn't say like Activision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I was trying to think of like I was thinking about that the other day. Like,
because OG,
what are like big ones that survive?
Well, think about like where Naughty Dog is right now. Naughty Dog does The Last of Us. Prior to that, it did Uncharted. Prior to that, it did Crash Bandicoot. You know what I mean?
It's a big gap in your employment history, but you're still swinging.
It's still swinging. You're up there. I mean, Konami's dead because after fucking Metal Gear, you know, there's not much with Konami anymore. Kojima Productions is, I love that man with all my heart, but Jesus Christ, I don't know where it's either him just getting too old and being too fucking, like someone needs to check him for like, you know, mental illness or like maybe a fucking parasite in his brain, but like he's on a whole nother level. I mean, he's always been on a whole nother level, but I watched Death Stranding 2 be played and I was like, Insomniac, it does the Spider-Man games. They used to do the Tony Hawk games, right? Was it Insomniac that did Tony Hawk? No, they did
Neversoft.
Neversoft did Tony Hawk. Insomniac did the Spider-Man games now. Prior to that, it was the Infamous games.
Okay, that sounds.
And then prior
to figure out.
Prior to that, they did the Jack and Daxter games or the Ratchet and Clank games. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank was a fucking game, dude. That was a ton of. I love Ratchet and Clank. Fucking who else? Who are the big ones you just see that you're just kind of like, you know, it's going to be a hitter?
I'm waiting. I don't know for gaming companies anymore. FromSoft. I think if FromSoft puts one out, I'll like it. I know that.
Rockstar.
I think aside from, if they ever release anything ever
Well,
again.
I mean, at this point they don't have Bethesda. But that, I mean, I know that.
I don't know.
I know.
That last one was a pretty big swing.
Okay, 76, yes, but like, Oblivion
We
remastered.
just talked about the dev team for.
I am aware of that, but Oblivion remastered was well done. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that it was
like
yeah.
game, though,
I mean, but I mean, it is, but it's fucking. Apparently, Starfield is dope nowadays. I don't know how much.
There's a lot of mods for Starfield.
There's that, and then they've done a lot to
made it
fix it.
dope.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a lot of changing that game, so it's not so bland and boring. But I don't know if I could ever go back and try and do that again.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get me to go through the fucking. I swear to
that tutorial.
They won't get me to. If they would have to change like the first hour of that game, right?
5 hours
for me to be like, oh, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't make it 5 hours, but just that first like so you're chosen one, huh?
Yeah.
All right, take my ship. You get that stupid motherfucker to say that same line to me again. I can't go past that point.
Oh
man.
man.
I just remember like he said, I was like, this fucking sucks. Did you give it time? I gave it enough time. I'm not gonna keep fucking playing it. Like I barely made it out of the tutorial.
I got
just
off the planet. I got to the point where I was like crafting and fixing my ship, and then I was going and doing missions where like you land on the planet, but you have to land very specific.
First mission that fucking like shut down my computer. Like
yeah. Oh man, that was rough. Yeah, that was a whole hell of a fucking.
Maybe we should revisit it. Maybe we should.
Yeah. I mean,
who knows? I feel like we've said that before, though, specifically about Starfield.
I don't know. I would watch someone play it. Current 2026 build.
I need fucking like Peanut to play it though.
Yeah.
Like I can't have somebody who's like, this game's actually really good.
You know what?
I need somebody with like a sense of.
You know what I've caught myself watching videos, like gameplay videos on. So if you type in any gameplay that you want to watch of a game, next to it, just put no commentary, and you will find gaming videos of nobody talk, like no stupid, like, hey guys, click subscribe, all that shit. Like you don't hear any of that. It's just someone playing the video game, and there's no commentary from them. It's actually,
I don't know if it's better or worse.
I will tell you, there's some games I would say was probably worse. You know, when you have really fucking boring games, I need something in the middle of it to like help me, get through. But for the most part, if there's games that are like really intense and there's not a whole lot of just like walking from point A to point B and then a cutscene type of thing, like I can watch no commentary gaming videos all day long, and it's almost like it's like ASMR.
Yeah, hate that.
I was watching. Did you see Tarkov has some new event thing going on right now?
No.
Oh,
I have not.
Are you done with Tarkov?
No.
Okay.
As much as I'd love to be, I wish I could say with a straight face, yes, I am. I just know I'm not.
They got drops going on right now, and it's all for this new content that they're doing, where like you take transits to like some fucking.
See, what makes me sad since Peanut. I used to like, oh fuck it. I was watching like Landmark the other day. I was watching Sheaf. I was watching like like the OGs, like we fucking, and then Peanut came along. I was like, I just remembered I'm an idiot and I like this shit.
Yeah.
And like Peanut came kind of like fucking, and there was already like even before Peanut, or probably same time, but just like Peanut hadn't blown up yet. There was like the Hey You Gaming with fucking with fucking the juice is loose.
Yeah.
Like all those dumb motherfuckers. Like I love shit like that. And since Peanut's gone there and like given these fucking merry band of misfits like a place, they're all kind of like hopping from game to game. They're playing like Rust and shit together. They're doing that. So I haven't seen I've seen Tarkov gameplay, but I haven't seen like them go back and revisit Tarkov because they've been like hopping around doing other shit.
I watch,
which is fair.
I think the only Tarkov content I watch is this guy called Half Man that's been doing Rag to Riches series forever, where he just
I do love a good Rags to Riches.
This guy Half Man is fucking great. I love watching his stuff. But
I wonder if he's the one that I follow. I do follow a guy where he just does like raids in. He's like, oh, I need a weapons case. I need a weapons case. I need a weapons case. Oh, I got this. Oh, this is big. And like I think he does like the transit. So like instead of like going, he's like, okay. Like we keep going, like he just sees how far he can go.
That's a fucking sick idea too. Just doing transits to get everything geared out. Oh, dude, Because like that's something that I realized. Remember, I was telling you how you have to in the new like mission thing unlock all the stuff. It's actually pretty freaking easy to just get what the mission is called tour. It's like the story mission to get everything unlocked, and then it takes you to labs, and then you have everything unlocked. So it's actually pretty easy. But even before then, you can take transits to all the locked locations. So you're not like completely stuck. You can't like go straight to Shoreline or straight to Lighthouse, but you could transit there if you wanted to. And once I learned that, I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. That means I'm not like forced into, but transiting is
fucking transiting to fucking Lighthouse though. I got to bring all my ammo because I'm going to need all my ammo. And then I'm also going to have to pack out all my ammo, you know?
Well, the cool thing too is that if you have any blacked like limbs, when you transit, they all get fixed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So you're
when did that happen?
A while ago, I guess. But I will tell you, there are sometimes that like I've been blacked out and like I haven't finished or got the thing I want. And I'm like not ready. Like, you know, sometimes when you load in, there's just PMCs right there and you're like, fuck, dude, I've been here 5 seconds. So I'll just walk over to transit over to someplace else. And then like, that way I don't have to go back to the stash and dick around with shit like that. You know, it's like, that's fun. That's fun. Plus you get to drop off whatever you did grab through your transit as long as you have money on you, you know? So it's almost like fresh. And then it's like wherever you go, hopefully you got a good spawn and then you just beeline it straight to, you know, water, whatever you need. But yeah, man, I've been having a lot of fun with Tarkov. I'm getting to the slowdown point with it though, where my side quest
part of Tarkov is it's fun.
Mm-hmm. My side quest missions are starting to be the ones where it's like go plant a bunch of fucking, you know, tag these fucking vehicles and like, or, you know, kill fucking people, you know, a million.
Tour and all that
exactly.
Shit.
And it's like, that's gotta suck. I've been fucking, oh man, I was in interchange yesterday and like peeked the corner and I just saw Killa running at me and I just was like, nope. I just fucking ran the opposite way. I was like, I think you're gonna try, man. So running like PS rounds and shit. I'm like, exactly. I'm good. Shit.
Yep.
All
right, kids. Well, hey, it's been real. It's been fun.
It's been
Thank you everybody for coming to your favorite gaming podcast. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, we'll be back. And just remember, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. All right, we're out of here. Bye.